Hey everybody, good morning. Welcome to Magic Universe, and it's time for another message from Universe. So today's message vibrates at this. It's kind of like a teal green, this color, and I'm reading you from a red that's like this, but maybe even a little bit darker. And we're gonna start off with the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. How's everybody doing? How are you all? Message from Universe. Okay. Balance. And we're gonna get 3 from this one. Balance. Ooh. Third eye chakra. Partnerships and alliances. Interesting. The balance card is also, I believe it's justice in tarot. Let me look it up real quick just to make sure. Because sometimes I get that one and this other one confused. Yeah, this one's also justice. But the way it's depicted here in this picture, it always makes me think of the magician because it has all of the different tools, just like the magician card does. All right. So, interesting thing. Usually what happens is like before the reading, I have Universe pick out the decks we're going to go through. And so I have the decks picked out. But as I was pulling cards from this deck, they were showing me an image of a different deck. So I'm going to add it to the mix. And so the second one is going to be the Happy Tarot. So I guess they want to say something here with the Happy Tarot and the Psychic Tarot Oracle together. And they want 2 cards from here. I'm getting the message here of like, let your spirit help you, or let the universe help you with whatever's going on in your life. Allowing more kind of like trusting the process of life, trusting the universe to guide you through, trusting that everything's going to work out, but also kind of like following the signs that the universe gives you, following the intuitions, the guidance, the inner guidance that you get. If you have any visions in your mind about kind of like what just happened just now, where we had a plan, I was gonna use this deck and then this deck and this deck, and I thought we were gonna go through the normal way of doing things, but then all of a sudden I saw an image in my mind, third eye chakra, right? I saw an image of in my mind to use this other deck next that wasn't in the plan, right? And so I kind of feel like your message is about that, where it's like in the course of going about your routine or going about your day, that if you get any kind of images in your mind or any kind of inkling in your mind, in your gut, or something like that, where you feel like, oh, I think I'm getting a message, or I think I want to do this, and you feel an inspiration of some sort, let the universe guide you, like work with the universe to either take you out of the course of your regular habits or routines or something. There's something about letting the universe help you with something. And this could have to do with, because of the balance card, this could have to do with like bringing your body back into balance. This could do with bringing just like If there's any kind of imbalance, chaos in your life situations, to allow the universe to help you by following the signs that they give you, the messages that they give you through your that you receive through your psychic abilities, through your intuitions. Okay. And this will help bring your life back into balance. So we have the Hangman and the Page of Pentacles. I'm seeing the Hangman has like different ways of interpreting it. Sometimes it talks about seeing things from a different perspective, you know, like seeing it upside down versus right side up. Sometimes it talks about there being a stillness or a pause in activity, right? And sometimes it talks about like during that pause having some kind of awakening, having some kind of enlightenment moment. And I'm seeing this as that right now, where during this universe, or you know, your spirit team, like following their guidance and letting them help you come bring your life back into balance, like whichever aspect of your life back into balance, that you'll receive some kind of enlightenment, some kind of like alignment of your energy, where you kind of like have an aha, and then something manifests from that. And it's like, because it's the page, it's I'm seeing it as kind of like baby steps of being able to manifest like a small thing at first, but then it gradually continually grows, because it's really about like learning the process of how your thoughts become things, right? How the energies that you put out realizes into matter on the physical reality, right? And being able to recognize that process of how, oh, I was thinking and feeling this way, and then all of a sudden this happened. And then realize, seeing the connection between those two things, you know, of how you were thinking and feeling about something, and then all of a sudden it shows up, and you go like, oh. And then once you kind of get that understanding, see the connection between the pattern of the thinking and the realization of the thinking, right? Then you understand the process, and then like you can apply this method into everything in your life. And that aha, that realization, like, oh, you know, I was feeling just this way, and it manifested into this physical situation or this physical event that happened, or it manifested me into coming across this YouTube channel, or and watching this particular video. And it's like the universe is bringing you answers all the time. And it's really about you beginning to awaken and open your eyes and open your mind and open like your heart to receiving all of the answers that the universe is constantly guiding you to. And having that awakening, that and then in a more general term, understanding like, oh, life isn't really hard. It's just I never understood the instruction manual. Like I never got the instruction manual of how life works, but then now I'm starting to get it. And now that I'm getting it, it's not hard anymore. And having that aha moment, having that enlightenment of, oh, I get it now. Now everything can come into balance in my life because I get it. And it doesn't have to be like everything working out all at once, because once you understand how life really works, then you enjoy the journey a lot more, and you enjoy each little bit coming in and going, yeah, I created that. I created this little thing. I created this little thing, this little thing. And then like it adds upon each other. And all of a sudden you're building the more solid foundation of your life coming into balance, right? And you're understanding your tools, the tools that you have the abilities that you have, and you're understanding your emotions, you're understanding why the things that come into your life, why they come the way they do. Like why does something come to me and not to that person, or why does something come to that person and not to me, right? And begin to see the patterns between, like, well, it's because I think this way, I have this belief about life, and my friend over there has this other way of thinking and believing, and that's why different things come to that person. And it's like those realizations all coming together and gelling together. And I'm really, really seeing in this partnerships and alliances card, like this friendship that's developed, this partnership, this alliance has developed between you and your spirit team, where it's like, I get it. I get how they're helping me. I get how we're all in this together, me and my spirit team, and how the physical and the non-physical all work together. And oh, I received the daily quote from Abraham Hicks this morning. You can go to their website. Just search it for Abraham Hicks website. Search it, and you can sign up for their daily quote if you want to also receive it in your email. But then also, if you go on their Instagram, they also post their daily quotes on there as well. But their daily quote today has something to do with this, and I will show it to you. I will read it to you. It's so perfect. Okay. The physical you and the non-physical you are always converging to the extent that you allow it. This convergence benefits the non-physical part of you, and it benefits the physical you. But sometimes you deprive yourself of the benefit of a full convergence. Your non-physical inner being is intertwining with 100% of your physical life experience. And so there is never a time that we are not all co-creating. And that's what I was talking about over there. We just think it is a wonderful thing that it is a wonderful thing when you deliberately allow the conscious realization of the broader non-physical part of you. And I feel like this message is talking about that. It's deliberately allowing the conscious realization right here with the hangman, right? The conscious realization of the broader non-physical part of you, of your spirit, your inner being, like always reaching a hand down to help you, always guiding you through any intuitions that you have, any visions that you have, any voices that you might hear in your head, any signs that they might give you. And everything, and this is not, in the balance card, this is not just talking about your life, like specific things that are going on in your life, or even your life in general, but just like the balance of the world, balance of earth, balance of the universe, right? Balance of how everything actually works. It's like everything is in balance, is in balance. And there's this calmness that comes to you when you understand the process. And then everything then that shows up in your life, you're so happy about, because you understand how it came to you, and you understand how everything works. You understand how everything comes to everybody. This is really cool. All right. So the next deck that was supposed to be the one after the Psychic Tarot, but we went a little bit, I don't want to say off course because we're on course, but we took a little side road, a side trip down the Happy Tarot lane to get this really general message that applies to everybody, that applies to everything in life, right? Just this understanding that everything is good, and that everything is in balance, and everything is working out. But I love how that happened, where it's like that first message of being where, trust the messages that come to you, and open yourself up to receiving them. And it actually happened during the reading. Like, trust the visions that come to you. And if you need to go off on the side, go take a side trip somewhere else to get a little happiness over there, then do that, follow that, right? Okay, so the next one is Wisdom of the Oracle. I love when that happens. It happens like on the spot during the reading. Ooh, this just popped out. The Yang card. Okay, so they're saying to read from the book. The Yang card it always reminds me of the Ace of Wands. Also, it's a number one card and has all that fire in it, and it talks about action, right? And they're saying to read from the book. Number one. I feel like there's some kind of inspiration that's coming to you, and it's also in line with what we were just talking about, where if some sign, some vision, something comes to you, some inspiration comes to you, to act on it. This is talking about that too. Number one. Okay. Essential meanings: the masculine principle of movement and creative activity, the power to make things happen, taking action. The oracle's message: Yang represents the power of action, the energies that propel the world forward, and manifesting thought and desire into concrete form. So we were talking about that with the Page of Pentacles right there. Because the Pentacles are the most solid out of the four suits in a tarot, right? You have wands, you have the cups with the emotions, you have swords with the air, and this pentacles talk about matter, talks about like solidifying everything into a more solid form, right? And okay, so now is the perfect time to act, for you can easily build momentum and make headway. What you want will come to fruition if you proceed confidently. This card signifies new life and is a sure sign that obstacles have been overcome. There is no reason to hesitate. You are the shaper of your destiny now. Ooh. Relationship message: circumstances are supporting action on your part. It's okay to make the first move. Have you been holding back on making the first move? Trust that you will quickly know where you stand. In matters of the heart, there is movement toward your highest good, so go forth with assurance. Passion is in the air, and now is the time to dance to the tune of love. Take the lead. So, yeah, so if there's this cute somebody at, at some coffee shop that you've been having your eye on, go ahead and make a move. Prosperity message: projects, partnerships, and partnerships right there. Partnerships and all matters relating to your business are out of the obstacle phase and on to the make it happen phase. Now is the time to stake your claim and get things done. While you can expect to be busier than usual, this card tells you that you have all the energy and vitality you need to accomplish your goals. Abundance is waiting for you to claim it. So, awesome. Very, very nice. Let's take a sip of water. I'm seeing in this fire ball right here in the Yang card, where it's like coming out of the hands, this fireball is going to manifest, like this energy of this inspiration is going to manifest into this pentacle that you're going to actually hold in your hand. So something that is in energy form is going to become solid reality, and it all comes from this inspiration of the sun, this inspiration that of some idea that comes to you through your spirit offering you either visions or signs or message of some sort that's gonna be like bling. It's like a light bulb. And so in this moment when you're having this aha, you're gonna act on it and it's gonna manifest. I'm really seeing in this balance card with all of the tools there where it's like you're beginning to understand how everything works. You're beginning to really, really get each aspect of this thought equals this outcome. This feeling equals this thought equals this outcome. That kind of an equation thing that's happening right here. That's really, really cool. I'm also seeing that with this partnerships and alliances card, that as this comes into being, this whole process comes into being, that there's going to be physical people, physical, maybe like companies, maybe, yeah, so maybe like groups of people or maybe singular people, I don't know. But there's going to be physical people that are also going to come and work with you and play with you. And so this could be like if we're talking about relationships, like we were saying right there, that the people that are in harmony with you, whether they be like friendships, acquaintances, or like romantic partnerships, those people that are in harmony with this process, with this flow. And I'm seeing them all being like very positive interactions, positive coming together of people. Yeah, it looks really good, and it creates a balance. So like, so say in a relationship, right, a romantic relationship, so you meet somebody, they might not, when we're talking about harmony, they might not be like your twin, they might not be like exactly like you, because I'm seeing a kind of like a yin and a yang thing happening with the pink and the blue, right, where it's like maybe one of you is going to be a more action taker like the yang, and then one of you will be more yin, like a more receiver type. That creates a balance between the two of you, so that when you guys come together, there might be a give and receive kind of thing. There might be a kind of like one person's more the strong type, and the other person's more like the softer type. So there's a balance between within the relationship between the two of you. So because sometimes, like when people talk about like like attracts like, it doesn't mean that you guys are exactly the same. Because if you guys are exactly the same, if people were exactly the same, why would there need to be that many people? Like, because right, because you're all the same. Then the reason why people come together is because of their differences, is because there's a contrast, is because there's the variety, right? The fun comes from the variety of the people. And so it's like, maybe the person that you attract to you has the qualities that you don't have within yourself yet, but you want to cultivate and develop, and maybe you learn it through that person, something like that, right? So you guys like balance each other out. I'm kind of seeing that too. All right, and the next deck, Affirmators Tarot. I'm feeling a lot of fun energy in here. Just how a lot of like joking around, and how kind of like, even if things get off, in a sense, like off track for a little bit, it's just like it's like an adventure. Like if something is, say like we were just talking about how, like, say you had a plan for something, right? And so you're going to follow this plan, follow the schedule, whatever, and then some inspiration takes you off track. And now you guys are in unknown territory, like you don't know what's going to happen, right? But within that unknown, because you're off track, there's so much fun to be had from that, because it's unexpected. Like I'm seeing that kind of energy in here as well. And to follow that joy, follow that fun, in that even if something, quote, kind of goes wrong, it's not really going wrong, in the sense that there's a problem, and then now you guys receive a solution, and within that problem and solution scenario, there's a lot of curiosity that can be fulfilled. There's a lot of things that you guys learn that you didn't know before, that kind of a thing. And then in in that process of maybe getting lost and then finding your way, there's a lot of joy to be had in that adventure, in what happens when you kind of get off track. Then you've kind of realized, like, well, it was the perfect thing to happen, even though it was unexpected. It was the perfect thing to happen. Okay. Let's try that again. That one. The energy felt a little weird right there. Okay. Seven of Pentacles. I'm seeing this kind of alliance energy here where it's like all the little bees working together to create something, to grow something. Oh, see? Ace of Wands. We were just talking about that. And then in this particular Ace of Wands, there's I think, didn't they mention in the Yang card like a speeding up of energy? Because I'm seeing that in the Rabbit as well. And then also with the moon right here, the intuition, the following your inner guidance. Where's the book again? I think, didn't we talk about that? I believe we did. Energies propel the world forward. Like, I'm seeing that energy right there. That was in the book, in the Yang card. Yeah, there's some kind of energy picking up. Oh, here it is. Easily build momentum and make headway. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a similar energy that's happening here. For those of you who are where you are, this is being recorded in November. But whenever you watch this video, I feel like heading into the winter time, because the rabbit's wearing the scarf. For those of you who are heading towards the cold weather, heading towards the winter time, there's a time period that I'm receiving here when this is occurring. So anybody, I guess, in the northern hemisphere, like if you're watching it during close to the time that I'm posting this, or if you watch it later on, or some other some other time of the year, that's when that's happening, when you're heading towards the cold weather, the cold season. Yeah, so I feel like the energy of this is always talking about like in the process of the journey, because the Seven of Pentacles talks about in the middle. It's not the beginning of it, it's not the end of it, it's kind of in the middle of the process where you guys are working together, where the project or whatever this is that we're talking about is growing, and you're assessing, you're having fun in the middle of it. You're just having a good time working, doing kind of like the daily thing. So if you say we're talking about growing a plant, right? It's feeling the joy, enjoying the journey of watering it every day, doing whatever you need to do with plants, like putting out in the sun if it needs to be in the sun for a little while during the day, like taking care of the plant, nourishing the plant, and just enjoying the process of that, talking to your plant, playing music for your plant, right? All of that, and just having a lot of fun in the daily growing of it, the daily nurturing of it. So whatever this plant might symbolize for you, okay? All right. Let's put this right there. And then the next one, we have Oracle of Shadows and Light. I'm also seeing in the Yang card, and usually in these aces that come out in the traditional imagery, they usually have like a hand of either God or, from the heavens, right? Like kind of like this, where they're giving you something. And I feel like there's some kind of offer from the universe to you. Like the universe is giving you something, giving you an idea, giving you inspiration, giving you the energy, giving you the opportunity. And then here's you like taking it, receiving it, like giving you, right there, and you receiving it. Poe. Time for change, to learn something new, to use technology and gadgets with wisdom. Okay. Let's see, I'll put it up there. So the inspiration that you get might have to do with some kind of technology, some kind of maybe even like we mentioned, you come across a YouTube video of some sort that teaches you something, right? Maybe you learn a new way of doing things. Maybe you just learn about a new app that helps you with something in your life. And receiving that. So say if you come across that, the universe is offering you this thing, this new way of doing something, this new method, this new teaching, then this is about being open to receiving that, trying it out, seeing if it works, because sometimes people might be resistant to change or resistant to new things and going, oh, that's too fancy, or I have too many things going on already. I don't want to add a new thing to my routine. Like we were just talking about, say, if you already have an established routine and if something new comes along, maybe you can go off on a side adventure with this new routine or this new thing that you add to it, right? So there's this message about being open to that. We started off with that, right? Be open to the new vision that comes, to the new idea that comes. And so maybe for some of you that has to do with some kind of technology. Maybe it has to do with some kind of a new thing. And if you're the type to be like, oh, I'm too old school to try new things, or whatever, right? It's like I'm too stuck in my ways, or I'm too it's hard for me to learn new things, or something like that. Universe is saying be open to it. There's something here for you. Basically the universe is trying to give you something, like right here, like we're trying to give you something. Open your hands to receive it. Open yourself up to receiving it, okay? And don't turn it away. Don't say don't say yeah, just whatever. If you're the type to make excuses for it, that I'm kind of getting this vision of somebody who's like, I do things this way, and I've been doing things this way for a long time, and it's just like it's hard for me to learn something new. And it's like you kind of have to talk yourself into opening yourself up to trying something new. And even so, say you try it the first time and it's hard. Say for example, it's an exercise routine or something like that, right? So you try it for the first time and it's like you're using a muscle you haven't used before. Of course it's going to be hard, but as you kind of open your mind and your heart to it, and you think about the results that it might give you, and you get excited about the results that it might give you, then you kind of overcome the initial stretching of not just your body, but stretching of your mind to receive this thing, right? This new idea, this new routine, this new habit that you want to form. And when you open your mind and heart to something, then the physical part of it your muscles will relax into receiving the benefits of it, right? So you kind of have to like give it a chance, really, really give it a chance and open yourself up to learning new things. I feel like for some of you, maybe you need that encouragement to say you're not too stuck in your ways to try new things. You're not too far along to be fresh about something, to be new about something. Like we have the page, which is like the youngest, character in the tarot, right? Where you have the page knights, queen and king, and the page usually indicate like beginners or children, right? It's like have that beginner's mind, have that, be a child, and be open to anything. Like children, when they start something, they don't know what they're doing. They just like, oh, okay, let's try. And then they fall down and they laugh about it, right? And yeah, it's like what we were talking about earlier, where when if you and your friend, whoever comes along to play with you, and you get sidetracked, and there's this new adventure, and maybe you get into some trouble, right? And then you figure out a solution to something. It's that same energy that we're talking about continually, where if we're applying it to this situation where it's like you're trying a new thing and you think you've gone off track and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm reading these instructions and this is a totally new thing and I have no idea how to work it, and you get lost, right? And you get confused by it. And it's like, give yourself the benefit of the beginner's mind, where it's like you don't need to know everything right away. Give it a chance, and then the information will come. You'll figure it out. During the course of it, you'll figure it out. Maybe somebody will help you. Maybe inspiration will come to show you how it works. And then as you trial and error, figure things out, then it gets easier and easier, and then you receive the benefits of it. Okay? Yeah. Just take it easy. Take it easy and be open to new things coming to you. All right. We have the wings of wisdom. So for example, since we're doing kind of like a tarot oracle reading here, if you're new to tarot and you want to try it, you want to try to do readings, but you're overwhelmed with so many cards and so many meanings, and I don't know how to do this, I don't understand it, give it a chance. If you have the desire, if something, see, this is what happened to me. Like, I had a deck of tarot cards and I didn't know how they worked. And I was just playing around with them, and I had that deck for like a long time, years even, right? And I would just like pull a card every once in a while. I didn't know what it meant. And I would just like go look it up on the internet and find out, oh, okay, does it apply to my life? Well, kind of, sort of, but not really. Like nothing really made sense, but it was just fun because I liked the pictures, And then suddenly one day I just felt inspired. I received the inspiration, right? And I really wanted to learn it for real. And so I took out the deck and I started playing around with it. And then like one thing that led to another. And in the beginning it was hard. Like I would pull cards and I'm like, I don't know what this means. And but then eventually then things started making sense. Like I would pull a card every morning, and I would just like go about my day and see where that energy might show up. And it did. The energy started showing up, and then things started making sense. And then like from pulling one card, I started pulling 3 cards, and then I started like pulling from multiple decks, and then like one thing just build on another, and then like you kind of have this moment where it's like, oh my gosh, this card totally makes sense to me today. Like I know exactly what universe is trying to tell me with this card. And then like the story would just start building, with all the cards that I pull, and I would know like which deck to pull from, and then like all the pictures made sense with each other. Kind of like how like, I pulled this and I'm like, oh, this reminds me of the Ace of Wands, and then the Ace of Wands would show up. And then like, so this would confirm, like validate, like the cards would start validating each other, and that I was on the right track with the messages and stuff like that. And it's kind of like you just kind of like start talking, and then as you talk, the stories kind of make sense, and the pictures start to make sense. And then you just pay attention to different parts of it. And then you just build and build and build. And so that's what you do with everything that you want to learn, not just tarot cards, right? But, using the example of if you want to read tarot, just go get a deck and just try. And in the beginning, it might be hard, but then as you let your desire be more powerful than your struggle of learning it, right? And you open your mind to it, and you open your heart to it, and you say, I really want to learn this. And you tell your spirit, like, hey, show me how to use this. They'll show you. And then eventually you'll have that aha moment, right? And you'll be like, oh my gosh, this is starting to make sense to me. And then it gets more and more fun. Okay? All right. Okay. Angel. Ooh, we have angel right here. Oh, see? Talk about confirmation. Confirmation, trust, higher purpose. I am sheltered within the wings of angels. I love that. So I love when I talk about something and then it shows up in the card. Your prayers are now being answered and you are surrounded by spiritual protection. You can visualize this as white light radiating all around you. Kind of like that. Or even kind of like that. Right there. Trust that you are on the right path. Even if there are challenges, see? No, you will find a way through, aided by the powerful love and light of your divine guardians. There is no need to be afraid. Trust how your path is unfolding, even when it takes unexpected twists and turns. We were just talking about that. Here is a sign of hope, light, and that an oppression is being lifted from your soul so that joy, love, and happiness can return to your heart. So nice. See all the turbulence in the sea, and you're in this little ship and you're like, oh, I'm going up a wave, down a wave, I don't know what I'm doing. But there's, when you see life from the angel's perspective from up there, you're like, all is well, everything is good. Trust that there's a solution to everything. There's a higher purpose to everything, right? That's really cool. Okay, last one. Sacred Traveler Oracle cards. I'm hearing the universe say, just have fun with it. Have fun with whatever this new thing might be for you. Have fun with the messages that you receive, the twists and turns in your life, in your adventure. Have fun in life. That is the purpose of life. Okay. They're saying 2 cards. Cleared the past, healed the present, rejuvenating rain. What they were saying right here about clearing the obstacles. Where did it say that? Oh, the oppression is being lifted right here. And then also in maybe it was this one. There's something about clearing an obstacle. So it's that period of time is passing. If you're still in the middle of it, it's passing. And it's clear. It's clearing out, and there's this new beginning that's coming. But I just feel the sense of the energy that I'm feeling is like this kind of real calm, a calmness where you kind of get that everything is okay, everything is good. And you're understanding it. You're understanding the higher purpose. You're understanding the process. Yeah, I'm getting that with both Oh, that's interesting. We were talking about the turbulence of the waves right here with the rain. There's water. So for some of you, this might just be like an emotional thing. Like it might not be like a physical circumstance. It might just be an emotional thing. But yeah, it's passing. Okay. And there's one more. Oh, and they're saying like it's coming into balance, your emotions. Oh, grace and gratitude. Through gratitude, joy expands. Oh, are you seeing this right here? Where we're talking about hands, where there's this fire coming out, and then over here, there's like this kind of magic that's coming out of your hands that you're creating from your hands. So now I'm just kind of looking at the hands of every card. Where it's like you're clearing things from the past, right? You're bringing yourself into present time. Inspiration is coming. There's energy. There's fire coming out of you. There's ideas coming out of you. Energy that's forming into matter, right? And there's creative energy that's coming from you learning the new thing of whatever it is. There's we were talking about like allowing the universe to work with you, your spirit team to work with you, and like that quote that I read from Abraham, right, where it's like the co-creation of your spirit and you, which your spirit is you, your spirit is your higher you, right, coming together to create together this magic that comes out. It's really I'm kind of speechless about it, because it's like everything that happens in life is that magic. Like it can be a really small thing, like so common that like people would just overlook it really easily. But you know how sometimes you have these synchronistic or serendipitous moments where it's like you're just thinking about something, and all of a sudden that video pops up that shows you exactly what you were thinking about, like that kind of stuff, right? And it's like that stuff happens to everybody every day, but many people, they don't even notice it. They don't notice the magic of that. But you who are watching this, who are learning this process of deliberate creation, this process of manifestation, the process of like awakening yourself to seeing the pattern of how your thoughts create physical matter, physical reality, right? When you're on that path of spiritual learning, you will see in the small things that occur in your life the magic of everything. And it's like then you meet that new friend or somebody, right? Or you come across that new thing that you want to learn, and you're like, oh, this is what the universe is offering me right now, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna open myself up to doing it, and just the magic of it coming to you at this perfect time, and then you learning it at this perfect time, and then you creating from it at this perfect time. And it's like it's that whole it's all of life, it's all of everything. And it kind of sounds like I'm rambling if you don't know what I'm talking about, but if you're on this path, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where everything becomes magical in your life when you start to understand how and why everything is happening, and how you're creating it. Like you're part of that creation, you're co-creating this with your spirit, like every aspect of it, big and small. And And especially what people would generally call the small stuff, because it seems unimportant, but it's the little things all together, like a bunch of little things together. All of a sudden you see the pattern, all of a sudden like those little things are building into this amazing life, right? It's all the little moments that create life, right? And I feel like there's this really general overall message, and that's why it's like it's in the happiness of the doing, the happiness of the being in the middle of the journey, where you're growing your life. And I'm hoping that from my rambly words that you're receiving the energy that I'm feeling, because it's hard to put into words, but it's a joy that's in the heart of living the daily life, and doing the small things every day, and trusting, you know, trusting in it, trusting in the higher purpose, trusting in just the life itself, and in the co-creation of your spirit and you together in the happiness. So I don't know if any of those words made sense to you, but it's a feeling that I'm trying to portray, to express. So feel it in your heart. Even if my words don't make sense to you, feel it in your heart. It's like an openness in my heart right now that that I'm sensing from this message. Receive it. The universe is giving you that love, okay? All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.